We have guests, though, who are ready to come on our live stream, and somebody who's talked a lot about water infrastructure. The importance of that is former Mayor Ron Nirenberg joining us here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're going to have you right here, right in the middle of the fray, between the panelists, between me and Ernie.
That's where I'm used to be.
Oh, well, good. You'll feel right at home then. So we're still waiting for Props A and B. This is something that you, in your time as mayor, really wanted to see get across the finish line. So what are you thinking about tonight as we wait on these numbers?
Well, first of all, I'm grateful that there's so many people at the polls making their voices heard. I think they recognize the moment that we're in and what an enormous opportunity this is for the future of San Antonio, the future of the county, the future of this region, to meet our aspirational goals. A lot of these things that we've been talking about with Project Marvel downtown, as well as on the east side, are things that we've been talking about for decades. They've been in plans. They've been in our minds for a long time, actually in paper for the Hemisphere project. And so this is an opportunity for us to accomplish those goals using revenue from the visitor industry as well as the Spurs' own investment themselves. Without money coming from property taxpayers, residents here of San Antonio, I think this is a win-win. There's been a lot of noise, as there always has been, or always is during a political season, but I think people coming out to the polls shows that they've been attuned to the information and they want to make their voice heard, and that's good for everybody.
So from your seat, if one or both of the propositions were to not pass tonight, were to fail, what does that mean? How devastating is that? What happens going forward?
So always thinking when we put these things together that we want to go out and win approval. And so only thinking about the positive right now, Ernie, but obviously we have to plan for any outcome. We will move forward one way or the other with this community, and if one of these propositions has a little bit of turbulence, it doesn't take away the dreams and aspirations that this community continues to have. That's the thing, is that Prop A and Prop B represent the means by which we can accomplish our goals. If Prop A or Prop B doesn't happen tonight, it doesn't take away those goals. So we got to figure out as a community how we continue to move forward. I believe we will. It will be critically important that we have the right leadership at the table to make sure that that happens.
You mentioned this not coming from property taxes, but part of the city's funding, which is not up for a vote, we're talking about county dollars tonight, part of the city funding is looking at potential property growth because of this project. What do you say to critics who say, well, wait a minute, there is an aspect of this that would be funded by property tax growth?
So that you're referring to the TERS, the tax increment revenue zone. And what I will say to that is that is property tax growth in a zone that right now has no activity on it. And so the Spurs guaranteed of investment to create that economic growth is what's producing the increment to actually pay for the arena. So without Project Marvel, without the Spurs investment, that revenue doesn't exist. So that's why I think this is such an enormous opportunity for us. We're using the Spurs investment to accomplish and to invest in the things that we've said we wanted to do already.
Kevin Wolf, DeMonte, do either of you have anything you'd like to ask?
No, I think the way the mayor explained the TERS is right on. It's almost as if the property tax from the local taxpayer is the Spurs. So, right. So you know they develop it. It's their property tax that they're going to be paying for that. The other thing I wanted to mention and put you a little bit on the spot here is, you know, the county is losing its number one tenant. They're trying to replace that with a new number one tenant, would be the rodeo. But the dream of the east side was not the rodeo, it was not basketball, it was the development in and around that area. And the city of San Antonio can be very helpful in that, whether it's how you handle between the county, Willow Springs Golf Course, how you work with TxDOT in regards to ingress and egress off of 35 there, because we all know it's a nightmare getting off of there. You know, how do you see that playing out? Because I don't think without those types of things in that area, just the rodeo piece doesn't pull it off.
Yeah, well, first on the county losing a tenant and the city gaining one, let's remind everybody the city is the county.
Yep.
And so we all gain when our community moves forward together. And that's why even back to Judge Wolf and I, when we started talking about this idea, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't the city and the county doing things separately. We wanted to present a unified plan to make sure that everyone benefits. And so as it relates to the development and the economic revitalization and accomplishing the dreams that we've had, residents of the east side have had for the community for a long time, the city has invested, whether it's our land or not. In the case of Willow Springs, that is an opportunity for the city and the county to move forward together on a unified plan, but I will be very clear about this. It cannot move forward unless it's the residents of the east side that are creating the plan. That's why it's really important for the community to be at the table. This is really just a starting point tonight. If we continue to move forward, the residents of the east side will continue to need to be at the table, engaged all the way through the life of even the construction and the activation of whatever we plan on the east side through those dollars.
Devontae, that's a lot of what you mentioned tonight, that this
Correct.
is a starting point. The rodeo is not the end-all be-all for what
Right.
the east side could be.
Right, and I think, well, number one, let me go back to the TERS. That's so important, and I think that's what's been a big issue with the messaging is people don't know who's funding what it goes to, what can we pay with it, and I think understanding that we need to generate that activity in those zones to create those taxes to then invest, right? And when you talk about, this is beyond the arena being finished, there's multiple investments continue to happen downtown that creates more tax for more investments. Now that's downtown. The east side is a completely different conversation that I think will take a lot of work, a lot of conversations, hopefully with the community, as former mayor mentioned. But I couldn't agree more with his comments on as far as the TERS and as far as doing it with the community, not for them, not to them.
There's a KSAT Explains for the Project Marvel, by the way, and a whole one on TERS for those interested.
Yeah, there you go. I love KSAT
Mayor,
Explains.
gotta ask you. Okay, you said after this election you were going to decide about your future. It's been out there that you were planning to run for county judge. You haven't confirmed it. Have you made a decision on that?
My focus right now tonight is let's get this
you're about to
election
sound
under the
like
belt.
Spurs. Focus
But
on Brooklyn.
I will have an announcement next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
All right, well, we will look for that.
You're more than welcome to come here, by the way, if you'd like to make it here.
And make
So,
that, yeah. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mayor. Good to see you.
Certainly
Good to see
appreciate
you.
your time.
All right,
Thanks
very
so much.
good.
Thanks.
All right,
Good
we're
to see
going
you,
to
sir.
take another
Yes, sir.
quick
Yes, sir.
break, and we'll be back in just a moment.